Hey guys, this is May coming to you from my house in New Orleans. So I decided just to do a little quick video just to remind you that I am a real souled being and not AI or a voiceover or whatever. Um, and that's important. So I'm still adjusting, getting used to talking on video. Uh, Fortunately, my background, like flying the elites for so long, does require a bit of confidence and courage and poise, if you will. So I hope that I can convey that also here. I just have to get used to this type of situation. I do consider myself a very souled being, very tapped in to consciousness. I do believe that we are emanating on a microcosm level from the macrocosm, which is the sky, which is what I think is the whole as above, so below, essentially, right? That can be used several different ways. However, it's important to note the connection to the constellations, to the cosmos. So I do think we're connected to the deities, the Venus, Jupiter, Mercury, Mars, Saturn. So, and not in a superstitious, religious, like to be scared of, um, I know that there are, you can use, you can connect to these forces in a negative fashion, right? To these gods. But you can also connect in your own way and talk to them. They are sentient beings, they are archetypes, they are how you got here through the wheel in the sky, which keeps turning, the zodiac. Okay. So we came here in a very special, a very unique way through the gates, through the portals. We all came here. Think of it like a snapshot, a photo. So just a very quick, like a piece of negative film, if you remember growing up. So this is your script. Everyone's is different, and that's why I think the zodiac uh is actually really good to have some knowledge of your, even if you don't understand all the symbols and the meanings and everything. I mean, I'm definitely still learning. So, and even I would think any good astrologer, whatever level they're at, has their own astrologer. So, and I especially don't want one with a big spinning Saturn or whatever, or rock in the sky behind their head. Because there is no way, can we just think about this just for a moment? There is no way, okay, that the these waveforms, these deities could have an effect on you being millions of miles away. Like it's just ridiculous. It's just it removes all astrologic logic. Okay? So I am definitely dialed in. I know I'm dialed into Venus for sure. I felt that for quite a while. And she's in Libra when I was born. And you have certain deities that are in strong houses that affect your script and your ancestry, your ancestors, your lineage, how you got here. So I certainly feel the effects of being seventh generation New Orleanian, and I come from a very aristocratic blue blood family here in the city, and my grandfather founded the Institute of Hypnosis. So when I was a child, at the gatherings, they would perform hypnotism, and we would do little games involving telekinesis and like could you move objects, levitation, light as a feather, things like that. So I'm grateful for that. I went through my whole adolescence experiencing astral projection. I actually did recently too, about 3 weeks ago, and I was really surprised. So I often do fly in my dreams. And I am a double Leo, born on the 29th degree. This is huge in Masonic symbolism. This is one of the four royal stars. And you could have that too. So I think that this aids in my corded connection, my conduit, to the relationship that I have with the sky, receiving cosmic downloads. And that's why I started this channel was all the language symbolism and the zodiac, the all the messages that I was receiving. And I can show you. I mean, I have notebooks full, and I do write with the pen and paper, and I urge you to do the same. We need to get off this digital stuff. All they're doing, it is nefarious, what they're doing, and they're just keeping your data. And you have to ask yourself why, and don't let them, do things traditionally. Go back to the old. Read real texts. Like I'm reading this, and I did show this in the other video actually, but this is an Aleister Crowley book on magic from the 1970s. And I do believe in magic, and I do believe that you can connect to the deities. They think of them as archetypes. I do think that they feel things. Um, that is why they are personified in like Greek mythology, and they're very real, and they influence your script and everything that happens to you and who you are. And you don't have to know so much about the zodiac, but I do think that it is good to know just some basic elements. Um, and I can help you with that, or anyone, I just think that you need to know. So also, as I was saying, I am seventh generation. I come from an interesting lineage, and I'm definitely dialed in. It's a type of clairvoyance, um, a connection, and that's why I started the channel, was to have an outlet for that. And I think, could it happen to you too? Of course, absolutely. You must feel some sort of connection, or you wouldn't be here looking at alternative, you know, learning about the symbolism of this matrix, of this holographic field. It is a holographic field. I personally don't think it's I don't think it's flat or round. I think it's stationary, but I think it's a plane of consciousness, a plane of existence. I call it a plane X. Okay. And the reason why I say that is that X is a huge symbol for the Masons and for the Jesuits. X is, if you think about it, it's the number 10 in Roman numerals is X. And also on the zodiac, the cross, as the real wheel rotates, it's also the cross, the X. And 10, the number 10 is huge for the Jesuits and the Masons, as it is the two binaries, the 1 and the 0. And then you start with the series 11, 12. So 10 is like that's their one of their major symbols, and you'll see it. Look at the word internet, right? So it's also 10. And then other, like Netflix has 10 in it. So I don't care what anyone says. I don't want to get off on a tangent, but language in this in it in this experience, language is huge. It plays a huge role. Okay, it plays a huge role in this low vibrational state in which we are, because number one, it resonates a certain frequency. It resonates a frequency, and it also is inverted, and there's upside down, there's mirrored language, there is anagrams, like obviously the one Santa, right? And there's another one. uh, when you see NASA, I know you think Satan because of the serpent, but also that is symbolic for Y, and that is also Yasna. So you see the NASA and the Y, it's Yasna, which I believe is Hebrew. So everything is symbolism in this construct. As unfortunate as that is, and we are not given the codes. We have them. I feel like I received them. We can access them. Okay. We need to unlock that door. You can access them, right? Access them through here. Open yourself up to it. Learn, learn these things. Um, so a lot of people would say meditation or a prayer. This is very important. Your thoughts and that you're directing them to the constellations, to the waveforms, whether it's, when you're in your bathtub, when you're going to sleep, when you're totally relaxed, be off of the digital nonsense and connect to them. They are there for you. Do I think they can help you? Of course. Of course they can help. They can help you in this experience, which is just a brief moment in time, and you're outside of it. There's an aspect of you that's outside of it for sure. So you need to dial into that. So, and that's what I want to help you do with language and with the zodiac. And I wanted to tell you real quick about this house in which I live, which is 140 years old, and I call it the Elisabeth House. That's yes for my middle name, and it's a common, for the Catholics in this area. And so so it's the Elisabeth House with an S, and it's 140 years old. It's a full-size dollhouse, and I have decorated it to uh to stay very traditional, very New Orleans, very European, uh not cookie cutter or modernized. It's extremely unique. And I rent it out. And what's interesting is that I have coming up soon, I have a coven of witches are staying here. And then actually after that, a group of psychics. A woman, I got an email from her today that she was psychic and she had a dream and she must come here. And so she's coming here with like 12 people for a spiritual retreat. And then I told her, I don't like to use the word psychic, to be honest, because it just gives me that frou-frou, kind of like astrology connotation. And I don't believe in a lot of them. And I won't get off on that. I think it's misused, and now I don't think it's genuine often. But I do have a clairvoyant connection, and I knew in my family that I did at a young age that we all, some of us in our family, had ESP. And as I was saying, my grandfather founded the Institute of Hypnosis. I said in another video as well, and he wrote several books, and he was a jazz musician and a painter, and I'm also a painter. So what I want to tell you is that I would like to inspire you, because in my script, I have done essentially most things that I've always wanted to do, as far as painting, as far as flying on private jets, had an amazing out of this world experience. That's why until now, I couldn't come to you because of being, I needed to be incognito. And I get a little concerned about the whole digital nature of everything and recording us. However, I thought I've got to talk to you. Um, one-on-one and or one on however many are listening. But I am very restricted here. I'm very restricted. The algorithm has my number. So as I was saying, and then I paint and I read a lot, and I still am very true to my authentic self, despite the synthetic nature of this whole script, this whole place. So I stay very true to myself, and I urge you to do the same, and I want to encourage you to do that. And in reading books, and I want to uh, offer to you with this channel things that I learn on the zodiac, on magic, The messages that I receive, I want to give to you. The cosmic downloads, I want to share that with you. And so it is cold here. That's why I'm a little, it just gets really drafty in this house. So, anyway, as I was saying, and I have so much to say, and so as far as flat round, I don't it's left, right, red, blue, black, white, and I know it's all part of the programming. And what I say is it's just a plane of consciousness, and it's Planex for me. So it's the unknown, but I know that it's consciousness, and I know that it's a layer of the astral, and I know it's not what they tell us. I know that for a fact, and I hope that you do too. And I will be bringing you some more videos on language and the zodiac coming up very soon. So I hope everyone has a good night, and signing off, and thanks for listening.